Hello, Katie. Thank you very much for your question. I want to answer your question in two parts, and this video will deal with the first part. I first want to address the issue of women's rights, and this is very important to me. Women are underrepresented socially, economically, politically. This is a problem in this country and many other countries in the world. So we have to get to the root cause of the problem. Why is it that women earn less than men in most major industries? Why is it that in our political life there are fewer women representatives than male representatives? And I believe the root cause, one, sexual stereotypes, gender stereotypes, and these roles that we assign to male and female over the years of our education, over the years of our socialization as citizens, as civilians in this society. And two, there are certain disadvantages that women have. And one, of course, one of the big reasons that women leave the workplace, for example, is childcare, is pregnancy, is having the dual responsibility of career woman and also mother. And that poses some very interesting challenges and also very interesting opportunities for us to address this issue. So women are affected directly and indirectly by childcare responsibilities, by the fact that we have these gender roles. So what do we do about that? First of all, what's very important is pay equity. We need to enforce pay equity laws in this country. We need to enforce and have the government go out to corporations, to companies, and to make sure that human rights violations are not going to be an issue to haunt 21st century Canada. We need to make sure that systemic and explicit acts of discrimination against women, where women in the same position as men are being paid less, that can't happen anymore. We need to go in and we need to stop that. Second, we need to deal with childcare. We need to establish either a national childcare program that accomplishes the goals of taking care of children from a certain age to a certain age, maybe 1 to 5, 2 to 4, or a very critical age so that women can still be part of the workforce and not have to go home. We can do that, or in the alternative, we can increase funding and offer more generous benefits in our EI packages. So employment insurance packages. Because at the moment, maternity insurance, or rather maternity benefits, parental benefits, they only give you a certain amount of money. It's not a lot of money, and women can only take that money for a certain amount of time. So that means they're not going to be able to take care of their kid and juggle work for a very long time. And they're going to be forced to make that decision. Do I go home or do I go back to the workplace? So we either have to establish a national childcare program or we do something about EI. And the next question really is, how do we encourage women to participate in politics? And I'm firmly against affirmative action. I don't believe that we should have ratios in the legislature. We shouldn't have, say, we must have 50% male, 50% female. That really erodes a fundamental basis in this society, and that's merit. That erodes the merit-based principles that if you work hard, if you take risks, if you're entrepreneurial, you should be able to gain the positions that make you successful. But if we impose categorical ratios, that makes things unfair, essentially unfair. So what we need to do is we need to, again, look at the root cause of the problem. And the root causes really is education, gender stereotypes, and gender roles. Because the problem is women deselect themselves from the political process. It's not that they necessarily don't have the choice, it's that they choose not to. And it's not their fault. It's that society has created a fabric of understanding, an ideology that forces women to be less inclined to engage in politics. And we must clarify right now that politics is not just the legislature. It's the judiciary, it's the administration, it's the executive steps, the executive branches. It's the entire system that makes up political life. And if we need to get women to get involved in that, we need to start from the basis of education and community programs. We need to address education from high school, from primary school, from social education, to make sure that women know that they have these choices, that they can go into politics, that they can become lawyers and judges and top civil servants, and that we need to break down these gender roles. We need more funding for community services and community programs that reach out to women, that teach women that it's possible to follow your dreams. We need more funding for programs that allow women to see the true heroes out there who are both men and women. We need a systematic reversal, or at least a neutralization of these gender roles and the socialization that will haunt us if we don't address it now. And that's my plans for women's rights. Thank you.